And welcome back to the Red Crew. It's your boy Chesco. I'm here with Luis. We are back. We are here to recap UFC 297.
Okay.
Honestly, you know what helps me?
What is it?
The fact that 300 is so close.
You know it has to be.
Exactly.
You can only be so far away.
No, and I know it's 3 away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I'm a math genius. So, like, it's just like 3 away. By the time we get to like 306, I'm going to be fucked.
But 300 is going to be fine. 301, 302, 303.
Yeah.
And then after that,
To that where I'm like, oh, shit.
497.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Look, I think UFC is going to run out of numbers. Like, when they get, UFC 500 is going to be like the biggest thing ever.
You don't think? Okay.
I think I'll be dead by the time they run out of numbers.
All the 100s are going to be pretty big.
Yeah, but 500 is like, that perfect.
That's a big
number, right?
pedestal, yeah.
Yeah, but like, and I think we're going to be dead for 1,000, right? Like, we won't get to 1,000.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we'll probably be dead for that. But
700 months away. How many is that? Math genius. Divide that by 12.
Something I know about geniuses, they don't focus on things they don't care about.
You care about living, don't you?
Yeah, but I'll be gone.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter what it is.
All right, math genius, pull out your calculator. What makes me a genius is that I know what I don't know, which is most math. And
it'll be 50, almost 60 years away.
Yeah,
You'll probably still be alive.
How old am I? Oh, I will be alive because I have no worries. I have no worries. Which the other day I came to the saddest realization. Like, what are you most scared about in life?
Like biggest fear?
Biggest
or like,
fear.
My biggest fear is burning alive.
Burning alive. Mine is having a daughter, I just realized.
That's also very scary.
No, and I'm like being serious because of course you want to keep her off the stripper pole and all that, but
basic stuff.
That's the basic stuff. Second thing is I just realized if you have a daughter, your odds of going to jail go up like 35, 40, 45%.
I can see that.
Because I've noticed like, yeah, you're like, oh, you don't care about your son. No, of course I care about my son. But I feel like when he started turning 16, 17, now I'm having the conversation with him. It's like, if anybody crosses the line with you,
you take care of yourself.
You take care, not just you take care of yourself. This is how you can react. And if you do react this way, these are the consequences. I don't care if my daughter's 50, you ain't touching her.
Mm-mm.
And it's me who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like if she gets married, the odds just went up because he can beat her up. Like, there's somebody there every day, and I know she's annoying. So
it's gonna be your daughter.
There's gonna be a reason. Yeah. Like, there's always gonna be a reason to hit her. Just don't do it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like
I don't know if that's a.
Oh no, there's gonna be a reason. Like you think you. Okay, you're gonna say no. Your girl gives her. your girl gives you reasons to hit her.
Absolutely not.
You just don't do it.
Absolutely not.
My girl gives me reasons every day.
No.
Every day. I just don't do it.
You restrain?
Yeah, I just like, nah, it's fine.
So, but pretty much what you're saying is if your girl was a guy and you were to get in situations with this person, the same way you get in situations with your girl, you would hit the guy, but you wouldn't hit your girl.
Absolutely. You think that if you and I live together, and one day I came home without calling you,
how dare you?
Exactly. And you start with all this bullshit.
I've been word sick.
You think you and I won't get into it? Crazy.
How could you?
Yeah, tell me about it. And that's just.
I was up all night.
See? Look how fast it was. You see?
I see what you mean. Okay. So starting off with the first part of the main card. Arnold Allen versus Movsar Evloev. This is the one where we said that the fact that he is Russian makes it different. Because you had Arnold Allen as the favorite.
And it did make a difference.
It made him a huge difference.
No, but it was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
Really good fight. Arnold Allen surprised me. And this is what I don't like about MMA sometimes. Like, what can I say? It's like, I don't feel like, what's his name?
Evloev
or whatever. I don't think like he's a better fighter than Arnold Allen.
Why do you say that? Well, he obviously beat him.
He beat him because of one-dimensional thing. Like, he's so good at that one thing. Like, because he just kept shooting over and over and over again. And it's not like he got them all. He failed a lot of takedowns. I feel like in MMA, if you shoot a takedown and you don't get it, you should be penalized.
Well, you're not penalized in regular Greco-Roman.
Again, but it's not MMA. It's like the machine. What's his name?
The machine, like
the Dvalishvili.
Oh, okay, that's not what I thought. I was thinking about like the comedian.
The guy who's gonna fight Henry Cejudo, Murad
Okay.
Dvalishvili, like versus Jose Aldo. He shot like 20 times, didn't get one. But since he had him against the Phantom, like I'm like, if you shoot, if your objective is to take the guy down 20 times and you never do it, that should be penalized.
I do think that kind of going in a different direction is if you get the takedown but you do nothing with it, that should be penalized, or that should be given like.
I don't think that should be
for the
penalized,
other
but that
guy.
shouldn't be credited. And I think they're getting to that point. Like, when we went to Utah, remember E.T. and Ray were saying that Jan Blachowicz won because he got Pereira down at the end and did nothing with it?
Yes.
And I was like, no, he did nothing with it. And everybody said the same thing. No, he did nothing with it. So they're not giving credit for you to get a takedown and then do nothing with it. But they're still getting credit for you, like, for keeping you against the
This control.
As control, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, to me,
you could say the other guy was in control too, because technically he was doing the exact same thing that the other guy was doing.
But I feel like he's doing better because, like, if you shoot for a takedown, my objective at that point is to stop the takedown.
Agreed. Oh, absolutely.
And if I stop every single takedown, I should get credited for that.
There should be some sort of credit.
Right?
I do agree with that.
And I'm getting penalized because this dude keeps doing the same thing.
Not doing anything with
it, and I keep stopping him. And like, I'm reaching my objective, he's not, but he's getting credit and I'm not.
Because he's doing something that's supposed to be more aggressive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To me, that's what makes no sense. But that's not the case with this fight. I don't know why I'm saying that, because Evloev got the takedowns, and he also created damage. Like in the second round, he hit him, he cut him. I think everybody agrees he lost the third round. The first round was a little in the air for me, a little bit, because again, he didn't get enough of the takedowns, enough control. But Arnold Allen didn't put too much pressure. Like, he didn't hurt him too much either. So I'm not mad at the decision. But I do think he won 2-1. I think that's what they gave it to. So, but it was a good fight. I liked it.
Who do you think is next for Evloev? Do you think he goes into a title contender picture, or do you think?
Is so weird because can you go through the rankings?
Yeah. So we got Volkanovski, Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega, Arnold Allen, which he just beat Ilia Topuria.
Ilia Topuria is still 5th.
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking crazy to me.
Yeah. That's a very stacked division.
I don't understand the division. I'm sorry. I'm going to repeat it again. Brian Ortega, can you look up? I think his last victory was 2020.
Brian Ortega?
Yes.
Has he been fighting a lot of people that were...
He hasn't been fighting anybody.
2022 versus Rodriguez.
No, his last win.
Yeah, Korean Zombie.
And if again, me guessing. This is me guessing. I think his win before that was probably 2017?
18. Close.
2018. Versus Frankie Edgar. Like, how is he third? If you won 2 fights in 5 years.
Yeah, he's third.
How does that make any sense?
No, I agree with that. That assessment is a very good assessment. Dang.
Like, there's no way Ilia Topuria is 5th on that ranking.
Yeah, Ilia Topuria. Who is it that Volkanovski's fighting in?
Ilia Topuria.
Yeah.
Like, it makes absolutely no sense.
He's already gone through Max.
Who?
Volkanovski.
Yes.
Do you think that Evloev fights the winner of Volkanovski versus Topuria? Or do you think he just gets somebody
Evloev
else?
just beat Arnold Allen, right?
Which is around number 4.
Arnold Allen was 4?
Is number 4.
How the hell is Arnold Allen in front of Topuria? Like, those rankings are crazy.
Yeah. Are they fan?
No, they're like writers, I think.
Oh, okay.
Arnold, he probably gets, if he gets infinite support, it's crazy. No, so he has to be fifth. He probably goes to fifth.
Okay, so it goes to fifth. Billy Japora goes
fourth.
up.
Yeah.
What? Evlov is number 9. He goes to what? Maybe 6.
No. Evlov goes to fifth,
Okay,
and Arnold Allen goes to sixth.
gotcha.
I think he fights. He has to fight down probably.
You think so?
I think Brian Ortega is fighting Yair Rodriguez again,
Okay.
right? So they're occupied.
Has he ever fought Holloway?
I don't think they'll give him Holloway. Holloway's fighting Justin Gaethje,
Oh, that's true.
so he's occupied. Volkanovski and Topuria are occupied. What's Calvin Kattar?
7.
Who's sixth?
Josh Emmett.
He beats both of them though. So it's like,
I think the next person they should give him is winner between Volkanovski and Ilya. If you said they're not going to give him Hax Holloway, they already give him Arnold. You said say Yair is fighting Brian here soon.
I don't think the guy's never finished anybody.
And that they talked about that. They also asked Dana White about it. He said, well, he won, didn't he?
Yeah, he did win. It's hard for me to see him beat Volkanovski. I mean, fight Volkanovski. I think he gets when is Yair in
And Ortega?
I think he gets a winner of that.
Yair versus Ortega. That is UFC night. Moreno versus Royval. February 24th. Okay, I can see that.
That's less than a month away, right?
Yeah, that gives him enough time to see who wins, and then
they can fight again. Yeah, I think, and then whoever wins that fight will fight versus Evlov, and the winner of that gets Volkanovski.
Okay, so now we go to the most boring fight of the year.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
I started watching the football game.
Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barriault.
That fight was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Chris Curtis won, but that fight was terrible. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I was going back and forth between the Niners game and this fight. Yeah, because
that fight was so close, but it was only so close because they were so far from each other.
I don't understand. Like I would have called that a tie. Like I think MMA and boxing has to stop being scared of, like, if they don't do anything to each other, like, say, you know what, this round was 9-9 or 10-10.
Because there's a difference between having a very technical fight that's more for the fighters, where the fighters understand what they're doing and the reason for everything, versus something like this
where
they're
nothing
just
happens.
being scared,
Exactly.
and they're trying to be wary because they want to win by points instead of win by knockout or win by submission, and actually get themselves a little dirty, you know.
And it's crazy because Chris Curtis is like Sean Strickland's best friend.
And Marc-Andre is supposed to be this great knockout artist.
No, man, that was terrible. I agree. Curtis won. I gave it to Curtis, but yeah, that's it for me.
Do you think that they go up in the rankings? Do you think that
they should both go down? Like, no, it's are they ranked? Is it
Chris Curtis is number 14, and
who's 15th?
Caio Borrano.
All right, he ain't gonna be no him, but he's fine there. He should
so
go up.
Chris Curtis wins. Do you think who do you think is next for him?
Okay, he won, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, he didn't really exhibit anything that says, you know what, he deserves the next person. He deserves somebody else.
He should fight the 15th guy.
He survived what?
He should fight the 15th. Like, who's 13th?
Anthony Hernandez.
I don't know who that is. Who's
Paul
12?
Craig.
Oh, actually, I'll watch that fight.
Okay, what kind of fighter is Paul Craig?
Paul Craig is like a jiu-jitsu, superstar, but he's like 18 feet tall.
But so now that I see him,
he's strong.
I've seen a couple of his fights. I think he beats him.
Who, Chris Curtis?
Yeah.
Chris Curtis beats Paul Craig?
No, Paul Craig beats Chris Curtis.
I think Paul Craig beats Chris Curtis, yeah. But I'll watch that fight. That's like a good fight night fight. Paul Craig.
But you know that Paul is actually going to step in, be in the middle, trying to be more offensive. Yeah,
Paul Craig is pretty. He's entertaining. I'll watch Paul Craig, Chris Curtis. That's a good fight night fight. You know,
I agree.
It's not on
definitely like some more like third or fourth.
Yeah, third fight night fight. Yeah. If you give me a good fight, let's create a perfect fight night right now. If you give me, let's say, so Chris Curtis and Paul Craig in a fight night where, let's say, let me see, who's there? Actually, perfect. If Evlov and Ortega,
Okay.
or Evlov and Yair Rodriguez is a fight night main event,
Mm-hmm.
you give me one more decent fight, and you
I
give
got co-main event.
you give me an okay co-main event,
Uh-huh.
and you put Chris Curtis and Paul Craig. That could even probably be the co-main event. And I'm like, okay, I can sit down and watch this fight night.
I
Spend
can see that.
2 hours
see
there.
that.
That's hey, but off topic real quick.
What's up?
Right now, the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills are in the third quarter, 2017. This video will be out very soon, so this probably happened a day or two ago.
Yeah.
Probably a day ago. And believe it or not, I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
What do you mean, believe it or not?
What do you mean?
The Chiefs are the team that are gonna win.
Yeah, but I have my history with the Chiefs, so I'm just
Tell us more about this history that you have with the Chiefs. For those that don't know.
No. It's nothing like I'm rooting for the Chiefs, even though the love of my life left me for their tight end. And
She left you, so she was with you at one point, huh?
we don't gotta get into details, but
I mean, if you're gonna say words
yeah,
like
we
leave,
don't gotta
you
get
have
into
to be
details.
here to leave.
Like she left me for the tight end, which some people would say he's too tall and too handsome too. But since I have that problem too, I'm not gonna judge him for it. Like we all have our
you
issues.
can't. What's the saying? The saying go? The pot calling kettle black.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Racist. Anyways, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. So go Chiefs, go Swifty, and go Kelsey. Even though
Have you heard the whole conspiracy theory thing?
the one you explained.
Yeah,
to me
yeah.
earlier? I had never heard it till you told me.
It's crazy. If the Bills win, look, if the Bills and the Ravens go to the Super Bowl, I think little by little this conspiracy theory is going to be more and more unraveled.
I'll tell you this. Forget that conspiracy theory. I'll tell you this. If the Bills can't beat the Chiefs today,
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Bills should not compete until Patrick Mahomes retires. Like, he is the boogeyman
For the Bills.
for the Bills. Yeah. If they don't win today, they're at home. This is the weakest the Chiefs have looked in a while. And if they cannot win today,
the Chiefs are just so they're so strong, man.
and they're so composed is the word.
Yes.
Like when it's time, it's time. It's like all right.
And Mahomes is very good at coming back. He's like the comeback king.
It's like LeBron in NBA. It's like, oh, he had a bad regular season. That's fine. Just beat him 4 times in a row. Like, find a way to beat that guy 4 times. This is a new game.
We'll make sure it happens.
Yeah, it's like, find a way to beat that guy 4 times. Like,
aren't they tied right now?
There's scores 2017.
No, like
it's right there. The numbers are right there. You're like my mom. Like my mom and my girl, they come in. You're like, what's the score? You're like, you think that's a suggestion?
Yeah. From what I understand, from their time playing each other, it's the Mahomes versus what's the other quarterback's name?
Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. They're 3-3.
They could be, but they're not in the playoffs. That's what matters. It's like the playoffs. It's like this game's in the playoffs, man.
I think it's overall.
Oh, that's to say, Chris Curtis. I don't know what you're doing, man. Ooh, he got it.
No,
that's a touchdown. That was crazy. Josh Allen is also a beast. Like
both of them are.
You think, but he has. Josh Allen is a beast. If it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, and if it wasn't that he's white, everything, man. Josh Allen.
If it wasn't that, who's white?
Josh Allen. Yeah, but damn, man, that was a hell of a play by Josh Allen. Hey, you think you could put it in the video right here so they can see it?
Well, that's a good play.
It's a hell of a play. All right, what's next?
All right, so talk about comeback kings. We got Neil Magny versus Mike Malott.
That dude messed up the bag bad.
Yeah. He had it.
Mike Malott messed up the bag bad, bro. And you know what was ironic? Neil Magny, that's what you could tell, like, people. That's why ET and I have this discussion all the time. And he's like, guys like Neil Magny aren't elite. To me, that's what differentiates, like,
The grit.
Not the grit. The fact that what Neil Magny did to Mike Malott for what? 45 seconds? 50 seconds?
Yeah.
Finished him. Mike Malott did that to Neil Magny for 2 rounds and a half. And
but you have to put perspective into the situation. The fact that Mike Malott did that for 2 minutes and a half, or for 2 rounds and a half, only played into Neil Magny being able to do what he was able to do because he was gassed.
But what I'm saying is that he had him in a compromising position to finish him for 2 rounds, and Neil Magny survived it, and never really every time.
But Mike Malott never got to the level that Neil Magny did.
But he took him down easily, got his back. Like it seemed like there was no way. You didn't see where Neil Magny was gonna figure it out.
But never in those 2 rounds did you think, okay, well, this is gonna be a decision. It was always like, okay, Neil Magny is comfortable here. He knows how to defend against all of this. But
it's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm like, he's comfortable being uncomfortable. Like he was. Never. You feel like
he's been through enough of this to understand that this too shall pass.
It was like he was definitely in danger. Yeah. Like it wasn't like I was saying, oh, Neil Magny's not gonna get finished, but it never got to that point. What I mean is like, but you're always like, yo, it could get to that point soon where it's close, because he was on top of him for 2 rounds and a half, and then Neil Magny reverses. I think what was it exactly? Like I forgot exactly how it went. I don't know if he shook him off.
I think he shook him off.
Or
he had him on his back and he shook him off.
Or Mike Malott went for a guillotine. One of the two. And Neil Magny ended up on top. And that was it. Mike Malott could not survive, which is what I'm saying that Neil Magny did for 2 minutes. I mean, two rounds. He being on the bottom most of the time. And it's crazy. That dude messed up the bag bad, bro.
He just needs better conditioning. If he had better conditioning, when he has better conditioning, I think he'd be a good.
And I'll tell you this: the ref didn't want to stop it.
No, he didn't. He was giving him a chance.
He
was giving him a chance. He's like, just give me time to give you the opportunity, because he
survived 12 seconds. Yes. It was 12 seconds left. The ref didn't want to stop it at all.
But he wasn't defending himself. He was just doing this.
He was just he was out. He was out. He stayed on the ground. I think he probably still might be there. Like he stayed down there, like looking up at the sky for like 30 minutes.
I don't think he got knocked out. I just think he was so gassed that
he was so gassed. I'm telling you.
That.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy things in life. Like, did you know that Sofia Vergara and Lionel Messi were partying together?
No.
Yeah. It was crazy. They took a photo together.
Or is that just
context? All I could think is like, if my girl doesn't let me shoot my shot with Sofia Vergara, I don't really think she loves me.
Elaborate.
Like if you're out a night with Sofia Vergara and your girl says no, you can't shoot your shot with her. It's like, I don't think she loves you. Like this, like
my girl's like, you know what, go for it.
Exactly, right?
Like you don't got a chance. Somebody else gonna do something.
If my girl doesn't, exactly, right? It's like, thank you. Don't you agree with me? Like if your girl doesn't say yeah, go for it, then she doesn't love you.
But it's more like oh honey, go for it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, because you gotta let me go for it. Like the love of my life already left me for a football player. Like this might be my last chance.
How many loves of your lives do you have?
Oh, a lot. A lot.
He said that with a little flutter of your eyes.
A lot. Not gonna lie to you, a lot.
Okay, so who's next for Neil Magny?
Whoever they want.
do you think at this point he's just a gatekeeper?
He's just a gatekeeper. Yeah. It's like there's a Neil Magny test. Mm-hmm. Like he's not championship level, but that's what I said about ET. Like to me, that's elite. That to me,
I see both sides between you and elite, and you and ET, because when elite means the top of the top, the cream of the crop. If you're not the guy or close to the guy, you're not it.
You're not elite.
Like Max Holloway, I would think he would say he's elite.
Yeah, because he's a champion. Yeah, it's like, but if you're not championship material, you're not elite.
Exactly.
To me, no. To me, that I saw last night, that shows me he's elite.
No, I agree.
And
to me, elite is like 0.1%, and everybody who is ranked is a 0.1%.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. To me, you have to be in that 0.1% of the world to be elite. That's a lot of people, but it ain't that many people. Like, and Neil Magny, the dude has the record for that division. Like, to me, to say that guy's not elite is.
It's disrespectful to him.
Exactly.
No, I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
And so yeah, to me that's all that shows me. Like, can Neil Magny make a run at it? No.
You don't think he can do like Charles Oliveira did, where he just finds something, trains, and
No.
elaborate? What do you think he's missing that would bring him to the next point?
He's just not championship level. The next level is championship level.
Yeah, but they said the same thing about Charles Oliveira. Well, what is it? Charles Oliveira improved his game. He
but two
trained a lot.
things.
Okay,
Charles Oliveira's had two things that Neil Magny doesn't. One thing, age.
Okay.
Second thing, he went up a division.
Okay.
Like, I think Oliveira has lost once at 155.
Okay.
Like,
Versus
every other
Lockett.
loss was at 145. The dude was killing himself to make the weight.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the same thing with Neil.
No, it's not.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. He's not gonna go up to 185.
Absolutely
Like,
not. Heck,
so
the killers that are in that
and he's
division.
like 36, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like you don't have the
Right.
age, or you're not going up to 185. Like either like. So yeah, Neil Magny. No, nothing's gonna change. Whoever the next new guy is gonna fight Neil Magny, and to see if he's good enough to. Now Neil Magny is what, 12th,
13.
13th. So he might go up to 12th. Who's
Okay.
15th?
15 is Ryan Fakretdinov.
It might be that guy. Like, you know, those are the guys. Like, whenever a guy gets a decent win and you're like, yo, he might have a chance. Let's put him with Neil Magny, Jeff Neal or Neil Magny, whichever one's available, right? And those two are like, that's what they're there for.
It's so interesting they're both in the same division too.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way you're not gonna get them confused.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and the worst thing is if you gotta fight both of them. That's
If they fight each other.
No. If you gotta like your test is Neil Magny, like, okay, now fight Jeff Neal. Those are two tests that you're like, okay, you might be real. Like, and because like you said, what would take Neil Magny for get to the next level? This is why it's like my respect for Neil Magny is like he won't get to the next level because there's not many levels between Neil Magny and champion.
But there's something that he can do to improve his game.
I don't think so.
You don't think maybe his stand-up games he could definitely improve his.
No, I don't think so. The guy. I don't know if you watched his last fight versus Ian Gary.
No.
He got his leg kicked off his body almost, and it happened yesterday as well. It's just that Malott stopped for some reason. But
It was so sad because the whole night they were emphasizing how none of the Canadian fighters, male fighters, had won any of the fights, and this was their chance to have a winner for that night, and he had it. First round, good. Second round, good. Third round, he choked.
man, that's how you know. They say Americans don't have a heart. We do have a heart.
What do you say? What would we have done differently as a crowd?
Invade them.
That's having a heart.
Yeah, we could have been invaded. Like y'all want a little bit more of
Oh,
land.
just the fact that we haven't invaded.
Yeah, it's like-
okay.
Especially when Trump was in office. Like, imagine if Trump one day woke up and like, you know, I want a little bit more of land. Let's just go take Canada. Who's gonna stop him?
I mean,
Who's gonna stop him? Toronto?
they're like, hey, how about you don't take our land?
Like, and look, the craziest, half of the country can't communicate with the other half of the country. Like, they won't even be able to communicate with each other.
It's interesting that there's parts that only speak French and there's parts that only speak English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm telling you, it's like, so he's like, how are we gonna defend? I'm like, what?
And apparently their French is different than French.
Yeah, so they can't go to France
Yeah.
either.
Dang.
It's like Jamaicans. You know Jamaicans technically speak English?
But they speak English. They just have a thick accent.
No, but they make up words.
Like what? Well, not that I would know any French.
Exactly. It's
Make-up words.
like, I'm just saying.
All right, moving on. So moving on to the co-main event of the evening, we have women's bantamweight title bout between Raquel Pennington and Mayra Bueno Silva. What do you think about that?
I think that bantamweight division is in trouble.
Why?
And I want to be very careful when I say this. Because like I said, I won't ever say anything here that I won't say to a fighter's face.
Respect.
you two girls could beat the living fuck out of me. Like, that's not in question here. Again, when we talk about levels, are they elite? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the two women fighting there yesterday were not championship level fighters, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion. I feel they're holding the belt for Juliana Pena.
Yeah, I think
The minute she comes back, I think she runs over them.
Yeah.
And my question is, like yesterday, Raquel Pennington won because she was more experienced. Like, to me, it was that simple.
That she had a better gas tank.
But I think that's what it was. Like, I think she knew how to pace herself. Like, that comes with experience. Like, she's gone 5 rounds dozens of times.
I was so mad watching that fight. What? Look, so going back to that can beat either one of us up, right? It was funny because I was watching the fight. My dog was next to me watching the fight. Every time Raquel Pennington would come on, not like when they were fighting, but whenever like they would be in the corner, he would start growling at her. I'm like, hey, only her, not Mayra. Hey, you gotta be careful, man. They can beat both of us up. So just a little side note. Second, the fact that her corner was telling her to box and just trade shots with her, and she wanted to get in the clinch with her, made no sense. Absolutely no sense.
No sense. And I get it, because I have watched Raquel Pennington, and that's why I don't like Raquel Pennington as a fighter like that, because she fights like that all the time. Yeah. In the clinch, dirty boxing, things like that.
Which I get it, but for the first 2 rounds, she was getting Mayra was getting the upper hand every time that she was getting in the clinch. So why keep putting yourself in positions that are compromising to you?
And starting from the 3rd round, every time they were in the open, Mayra Bueno Silva couldn't get close to her. Mm-hmm. I'm like, stay in the open.
Yes. Stay in the middle, trade shots, do what you gotta do. Even if she goes for the takedown, you can sprawl, you'll be able to get out of it because she's too gassed out.
And again, and like I said, it was so frustrating to watch. It was like that bad. I'm sorry. Are they elite? Absolutely, yes. No question. Top 5, top 10. Mm-hmm. It had me question a lot of things. Like
questions to me. Tell me what those questions are.
Let's say Juliana Pena wins, right?
Between Raquel?
But she beats Raquel Pennington. Who's she fighting next?
And that's what I was going with next. So we understand it's kind of crappy to say that Raquel Pennington is a title holder for Juliana Pena,
yes.
Right? Unless Juliana Pena comes back and she's completely forgot everything she knows, I think we understand that Juliana Pena has.
And I'll tell you this can be a bigger issue. Juliana Pena to me is not. We're not talking this incredible champion that she's unstoppable or none like that. I'm not saying that. I just think the division is in so much trouble that she's clear and beyond better than everybody right now. If she doesn't win, they're in even more trouble. Because let's say
the division in general.
Yes, why? Yes. Because Juliana Pena, again, she's not Ronda Rousey, she's not Amanda Nunes, but she has a personality. She can sell a fight. She's annoying as hell. Like she can do all that stuff. Yeah. That can help the division until, a superstar comes. Mm-hmm. She can be a good champion for that division. If she doesn't win that fight, this division is screwed.
Yeah, because Raquel Pennington...
No personality. Yeah. Like, that's why I said I got to be very careful with...
I was thinking the same thing.
It's like... And then
she's not a draw.
No draw.
She's not a draw. Amanda Nunes was a draw. I think Juliana Pena is the closest thing in the division that can get to a draw.
Yes.
Because she's talented, because she's got it. Not taking anything away from Raquel Pennington,
because
she
pretty,
is talented.
And, she's got all that stuff. So, it's like she has that. Now, another thing has me question. The legitimacy of Amanda Nunes. This is the vision she ran through.
Yes.
The one time she had some adversity when we're looking through because she beat the living crap out of Raquel Pennington. Like, destroyed her.
Yep.
Like, she beat a Holly Holm who, this division is just having me question stuff. Like, the history of the freaking division. Holly Holm came back and dominated the GOAT, right? When she won the championship, she dominated Ronda Rousey. Mm-hmm. Holly Holm had probably been an MMA pro for about 3 years.
Yeah.
She had come from boxing.
Because that was the beginning of women's fighting.
Yes.
She came in at the beginning.
So it's like, but you look at the 115, 125 division, though, right now those divisions have some legitimate fighters. Like
Alexa Grasso got Shang Wei Li.
exactly. And the French lady, the one that beat Rose, like those divisions are good. Like right now, it's like it's having me question everything because let's be honest, when you're a pro in MMA for 3 years, you shouldn't be a superstar the way Holly Holm was. Holly Holm is 40 years old, 41, 42 years old. Like it's crazy. Like, can you go down the rankings of that division?
We got Juliana Pena. Well, we got Raquel Pennington right now, right? Juliana Pena, Mayra Bueno Silva, Kathleen Vieira.
Yeah.
Where are you? Irina Adesanya, Holly Holm, Pani Kiansad, Yana Santos, Carl Rosa, Macy Chiasson, Misha Tate, Norma Dumont, Julia Avila.
Those I know all those fighters. Like Misha Tate shouldn't be ranked, bro.
How many fighters are there in that women's bantamweight division?
There's more than 15 if there's ranking.
That's true.
And like, can you go through the 125 rankings?
125 is Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko, Erin Blanchfield, Man Fiorot.
That's the one I was telling you.
Yeah. Caitlin
Chukagian, yeah.
Jessica
Is
Andrade.
Rose ranked there?
No.
Because she just went up to that division. I'm saying that division is legit.
Okay, that makes sense.
And she lost her fight versus the second one, the French one.
Oh, Manon Fioria or Erin Blanchfield?
No, Fioria. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Is like that division is legit. If you go to the other one, it's legit. Like these divisions are legit, and you can see like the next star. You can see like the person coming up. Like,
it's a wild card.
It's a wild card.
That's what it is.
Over here, you just see it's like, what the hell? Yeah. You don't see much.
So, just to summarize, you think Juliana Pena takes the next fight whenever that is? Let's say probably sometime in the summer. Takes the next fight, good to go. She's gonna be it until the next person comes up.
Stupid ass decision.
How long do you think it takes for the next person to win? For the next person to beat Juliana Pena? Either Juliana Pena goes down because of age or because of injury, or somebody comes up that's not even ranked right now, and becomes a threat for Juliana Pena. But I don't think that's gonna happen within the next 2 years.
No, somebody in the 15 is probably good.
We got Chelsea Chandler and Josie Nunez. I don't know who that is. If she's related to Amanda Nunez, I would probably say that. Julia Avila.
Like, one of those girls has to be good enough. Like, again, Juliana Pena's not this world beater. She's not unstoppable.
I agree.
You
I guess my point is, by the time they get to that point, it'll probably be 1 or 2 years.
No, I don't think so. They
don't fight very often.
Who?
The women's bantamweight.
Damn, the Bills are in trouble. What you call it? They don't fight. No, they fight all the time. Like, they fight on fight nights every weekend. But it's what I'm saying is like Holly Holm is 7th, 6th.
Yeah,
she's not getting a title fight.
No, she's done. I think she's
done.
a gatekeeper.
Misha Tate's like what, 8th, 9th?
Misha Tate's 11.
She's not getting a title fight. Who else? Like,
Irina Adesanya is not gonna get another.
I don't
title
think
fight.
so.
Yeah,
like none of these girls are gonna get a title fight.
I think the next one would be Mayra. Mayra is the next one to get a title fight against Juliana Pena, but she's showing that she doesn't have a gas tank, so she's gonna have to improve with that. And she doesn't have the experience that, of course, Raquel Pennington did.
Yeah, well, yeah, she might get another title fight, but I don't think she beats Juliana Pena. Like,
I don't think so.
It doesn't look like it.
I don't think that anybody here in this division right now, at least from my understanding, from my knowledge,
from the ones that we know of. Oh, that was a touchback. So that's a touchback. Yeah, that's Buffalo Bills ball. Damn, bro, they got lucky. That division to me is in trouble.
Yeah,
that division is in trouble.
I see where your worry is.
Juliana Pena is holding that division, I think, on her own. Like, yeah, I don't see much.
And moving on to the main event of the evening, middleweight fight between Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis.
Look, I don't know if we're getting better at being professionals, but we didn't speak about this before the podcast.
No, we did not.
We're really good at this, man. But like,
You think so?
I'm proud of us. Like,
I
we didn't
appreciate
even
that,
talk
yeah.
about it or nothing.
No,
like,
no.
yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're getting better. I think the more we do this, the better
We're getting better. We're getting better. We're getting better. And we're here as professionals.
Mm-hmm.
The day after, I was out of town and I drove in the frozen waters.
With how many layers on?
And like, that chair, I wish I could turn that. That chair is full of clothes right now. All right.
It has this whole laundry over there.
Yeah. Du Plessis versus Strickland.
Who do you have winning that fight?
I had
at the end?
Strickland.
Me too. I said, you know what? It's a close fight, but I think Strickland did enough.
I gave Strickland 1, 2, and 5.
I gave him 1. I gave him 5.
2 is the one in the air. 2 is it's whoever
Yeah.
you gave 2 to. Like 3
Yeah,
and 4 were
yeah. 1, 2,
definite.
and 5.
3 and 4 were definitely for Du Plessis.
That's when he started like putting his pedal on the gas a little bit more. 3, 4 definitely. 3 was more even, but definitely more towards Du Plessis' side. I think what won him that second round was the takedowns. And this is where we go with the takedowns.
Takedowns didn't do anything.
But that's what I'm saying. How many takedowns did he get in a second? I think 2 takedowns in a second.
2, but immediately, and he got up immediately.
I completely agree. But this is where I'm going with the takedowns. If you get a takedown, but you do absolutely nothing with it, or immediately the other person gets up, then that shouldn't count.
Yeah, it shouldn't count. And I think I saw the Joe Rogan reaction. He said Strickland won.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I said
Dana White thought
White thought Strickland won. And the reason I say that black eye that Du Plessis had happened in the second round.
Yes.
So I'm like,
the damage makes a difference.
and Du Plessis threw a lot, and he like went forward, missed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm like, and he started getting closer on the second round, but he didn't get there until the third. So I'm like, yeah, you did better in the second round, but you still lost it in my eyes. And definitely won the third, definitely won the fourth. The fifth, to me, wasn't close either. To me, it was Strickland. Mm-hmm. I feel like Strickland won it. I'm not incredibly mad at the decision.
It was a close fight.
It was a close fight, but I'll tell you this: I'm a Strickland believer now.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. I'll tell you this: like I said it here. I thought Du Plessis was too big for him, and
a couple people that I talked to said that they think that Du Plessis was going to get a knockout in the second or third round.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was one of them. I'm telling you, like I'm a Strickland believer. Like the guy's for real. Mm-hmm. The guy, and also keep this in mind. Du Plessis can easily fight at 205.
Agreed. Yes.
Strickland fought at 170.
Yes.
So it's like naturally these guys are completely different from each other. Like it's crazy. Like I love the fight. It was visually it was very good for them because they both ended up beat up. Yep. Like because Du Plessis got to Strickland. Du Plessis got to Strickland, messed up his eye pretty good. Mm-hmm. But Du Plessis looked like he had been in a car crash.
I was talking about this with a buddy before the fight started. He was asking, who do I think wins? And going into the fight, I thought, you know what? Strickland has a chance. He's got this. But leading up to the fight, if you watch the press conferences and if you watch the actual stare-off, Strickland looked kind of scared. Strickland wouldn't make eye contact. He was veering away from the look. Even when they got into the ring, it just looked like he was being too, in a weird way, too calm. And maybe that's where the confusion can be had, where too calm can look like you're just scared to actually like engage. But Dricus looked like he was ready. He looked energized. After seeing that, I thought Dricus was going to win. But then they started fighting. And like I said, Strickland was calm. He was collected. He went in. He went out. He was defending the takedowns well. The first round, I give it to him. Like you said, like we said. Second round, I gave that one to him as well. That one was more like half and half. Like you said, whoever gave that one. But I thought that Strickland was going to win. Strickland was going to lose going into the fight. But like you said, the fact that he didn't win, but it wasn't like a a blowout win, like a Adesanya versus Strickland, that was a blowout win.
And I'll tell you this. After watching that fight last night, I was convinced going into the fight that Adesanya beat Strickland in the fight again. I'm not too convinced anymore.
Or like if they, yeah. Okay.
Because Adesanya is the perfect counter striker. It's incredibly hard for you to counter strike a jab that quick, a jab that sharp. And he'll just throw it over and over and over and over again. And the thing about his jab is that he can go first with it. He doesn't have to counter you with it. So if I can get to go first, you can't counter me because his defense is crazy. Yeah. Adesanya doesn't like to go first.
Yeah.
So if I get ahead of you, now you can't counter me no more. You have to go first, which you don't know how.
Because that's not your style.
That's not what you do.
Yeah.
So I thought it's like, oh, Strickland had the perfect night. It wasn't just that he had the perfect night, man. Like, Strickland is legit. Luckily, he's not that young for this division because, honestly, I think if he can make 170 with his takedown defense, that's a problem. Because
but he's already,
he probably can't make it no more.
I don't think so.
But, yo, the Buffalo Bills is perfect night. So, yeah, man, to me is legit. That team is legit. I'm sorry, Strickland is legit. Because what you call it, I was shocked last night. I was one of those people that was like, this fight is done in the second round, third round. But I did believe this. I didn't believe Du Plessis when he said, oh, we're going to stang and bang and go one. No, I knew he was going to shoot. I knew that immediately. Like, I had no doubt of that. I have no doubt of that. And it happened, but I didn't think, like, Strickland, like, something Dominic Cruz said to me, and it always makes sense to me, is like, I don't mind getting taken down. Take me down. The problem is that I know how to get up.
Yeah.
And then you have a problem with me on the feet. If we're going to spend most of the time on the feet, I'm going to have the advantage. And that's what happened yesterday. Yeah, he got taken down, but they were mostly flash takedowns.
Yeah. He was quick to get up.
In all of them.
And at the end, he was quick. He was very good at defending those takedowns.
Yeah, in all of them, yeah. Man, I don't know what's next in this division. I really don't.
Look, here's how I see it happening. I think that Dricus du Plessis fights Izzy at 300.
He can't make 300.
This is what I think. I think Dricus du Plessis fights Izzy at 300. If not 300, maybe 301, 302. Soon after that, I think Sean Strickland fights Hamza. I think the winner of Hamza versus Sean Strickland gets winner of Israel versus Dricus du Plessis.
Hamza may be a tougher fight. I don't know, man. Strickland's really like, but what Hamza did to Usman, being able to take down Usman, control Usman, that's. I think he's just too good of a wrestler. Hamza beats Strickland just because of his rest. If he could take him down. If he can't, also there's no fight there.
Yeah.
There's no fight. I think the Du Plessis has a chance versus Hamza.
Okay.
Because he's so explosive. He's so explosive. And something that helps Strickland is his defense is so underrated.
Yes.
The dude checks kicks like...
And they were talking about it the whole night.
The dude checks kicks like it's nothing.
Yeah.
The dude...
It doesn't face him. It doesn't face him at all.
And it's so hard to block in MMA because the gloves are so small.
Yeah.
He blocks with his arms like nothing.
Yeah.
Hamza can't do all that defense.
He has a very street style, like, stand.
It's crazy. He's so one-dimensional. If he was a little bit more well-rounded, because the guy doesn't kick.
Yeah. No.
He's boxing.
Yes.
He's boxing with decent takedown defense. That's all he has.
And that's it.
That's all he has.
So far, that's been good enough for him.
And it's like he could do the other stuff. Like, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
You think Dricus beats Izzy?
I think he can.
I think so too. Look, I think that's the next fight. What do I think that's the next fight? I think that for two reasons. They have the beef and they're trying to sell a fight, right? Wherever there's beef, there's going to be a fight to sell. Yeah. And then two, they kept asking Dana White last night, so is this what it is? Is this what it is? And he never said yes. He never said no. He always gives his, well, I never make fights the night of the fight. But at one point, they asked him something along the lines of that, and he'll just say, we'll see. Instead of saying no like he usually does, he'll just say, we'll see. To me, that's enough for me to say they're going to see how good Dricus is after this fight. They're going to assess all the damages. 3 months is good enough for you to get back into it.
That eye is going to be a problem. He can't fight in 3 months. That eye is too much.
But that eye will swell down by then.
No, is that the way it's swelled up? That could be an orbital problem.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to assess the damages. If it's not something like that, they're good to go.
No, I don't think he can fight in 3 months. That fight, it's rare. Forget. The guys that fight in 3 months are guys that, first of all, didn't even go 5 rounds. Is what I'm saying. Those are the guys that fight in 3 months. Yeah. Not go through 5-round wars like what he went through yesterday. He got hit in the head too much. Like,
I guess we'll see.
And I think we've seen it with Adesanya. We've seen it with Volkanovski. Fighting too often is a problem.
Yes.
Fighting too often is a problem. Like, you need to recover. If you don't recover, I don't care who you are. It's just not going to work for you. Like, you need to recover. And it's a mistake for you to fight Adesanya in 3 months' notice after what you just fought. It'll be a huge mistake. It'll be a disadvantage for him. Adesanya's been...
For Dricus.
It'll be a disadvantage for Dricus. Adesanya's been chilling.
But I think even if he loses to Izzy, they resell the fight again.
He won't get it again.
I think they do. Because
he turned into a problem. You know what's Dricus' problem? Dricus.
Okay.
Because the consensus is that he lost the fight. Like,
okay, against Strickland.
And the guys that are saying they lost the fight, forget what we think. When Joe Rogan and Dana White think you lost the fight, it's not good for you. When those voices think you lost the fight. When those voices think you lost the fight, second thing, Sean Strickland's a freaking star in the UFC now.
They were talking about that yesterday as well.
So,
but you also saw during the fight how fickle the UFC fan is.
What do you mean?
In the middle of the fight, they were trying for DDP.
Because they're in Canada. They don't know what they're doing over there. They're so nice. But no,
just the fact you got in the ring is gonna make you.
Strickland, if you go look at the numbers right now, like YouTube videos, things like that, he's showing you he's a star. Think of Masvidal. Masvidal wouldn't get close to win a fight.
Yeah.
And every time the dude touched anything, people were going crazy.
Yeah.
Look, think of Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson has gotten less close than Masvidal. Strickland just practically beat Dricus du Plessis. The dude, like, it's a perfect storm for Strickland right now. Like, there's a like the MMA YouTuber. Her name is
Nina.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like the best of friends.
Yeah, they're good friends.
Like, it's like the perfect storm for him right now. So if du Plessis does not beat Adesanya, you're not gonna get an immediate rematch that people didn't think you shouldn't even be the champion.
I see that.
Your competition is right now actively the biggest star probably in the UFC.
I just think that Dana White likes Dricus too much. Dricus over Strickland too much.
Oh no, not after what I heard yesterday, and not after he sees the money coming in. Like, I want to see what these pay-per-view buys were like. The card was terrible. The card was absolutely terrible.
Yeah. No, it wasn't very good. It wasn't a very entertaining fight. It wasn't a very entertaining card as it was.
Yeah.
The Chris Curtis fight kind of brought everybody's energy down, and I think the main good card of the night of the main event was the main.
And the first one, I told you, there's no way Arnold Allen should have been the first fight. Like, Arnold Allen was a good fight. If that fight was like before they call the main event, they're like, okay, now you build some momentum. Like
the third from the top.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
It's the card was terrible. If it's sold, it's because of one guy.
Sean Strickland.
Like, so.
And we know that South Africa has a lot of fans.
Yeah, but that's not pay-per-view. It's pretty sure it's free over there. Like, it's.
Yeah, BT Sports.
Yeah. It's so it's like, I'm telling you, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, everything's in the air. And the other things in I don't think the next fight is easy. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the next fight is Hamza.
For Dricus?
Yeah. I think the next fight is Hamza.
I think that'd be a big mistake for for the UFC. They're leaning very, very heavily on going to South Africa or going to Africa. Dricus is their guy in South Africa.
Well, that's why I don't think it's in 300. I'll be honest with you.
That makes sense.
And
But that's why I also say if he loses, they do it again in South Africa.
no, if he loses, there's no way they're doing it again. The thing is, they can honestly go to Africa with anybody. But, like, it'll be perfect. I think if they go to Africa, the country should be South Africa. It's like the most.
Yes, I think
it makes the most sense, right?
Yeah.
I guess Nigeria will probably be the other one.
Yeah, but they'll have to have a lot of Nigerian fighters on there.
No, they just need African fighters. But, like, South Africa and Nigeria are like I'm trying to say it's nice what the most first world countries in Africa.
Most developed.
Most developed. There we go. Most developed countries in Africa. At least from the popular ones, what I mean. Like, I guess there may be some other that we're not, like Ivory Coast. I don't know, like, but South Africa or Nigeria seem to be the ones.
Yeah.
So, if you go to South Africa, of course, make Hamza versus Du Plessis there. Hamza can't fight in 300 because of Ramadan. So.
Oh, okay.
So, and like I said, I don't think this guy can fight in 300 either. So, it's like, whenever, or like, they love that Abu Dhabi card, and I get it. They got to take it because of business. But whenever, remember, they did that Singapore card?
No.
When we watched it here, it was the Teixeira versus Jan Blachowicz.
Okay.
Oh, no, versus.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. That weekend, like, have it in South Africa and Du Plessis versus Hamza. That's a hell of a fight.
That would be a good fight.
That fight would sell.
Who do you think wins?
That, honestly, to me, that's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many questions to be answered for Hamza. Like, I get it. Beating Usman, the only thing that answered me is that he's a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he can control anybody. Now, the problem with... That's why, if it was Strickland, Strickland can't handle that guy. Like, he's too much. And, he'll keep him down. The problem is that power versus power... Like, Hamza coming in, taking those shots, can run into some.
Mm-hmm.
And Du Plessis is huge. So he might be able to get up just off of pure
strength
and size. So, to me, that one's a little bit more in the air. That one's a little bit more in the air. And Du Plessis answered that he's got a tank.
And we haven't seen what Kamsat has.
And we haven't seen his gas tank.
Yeah.
Like,
he's never going to a 5-round fight.
Now we saw that Du Plessis, even though he looks weird and labored like since the second round,
he was still good.
He can still go. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's gonna be, I think, the biggest question. But this division has a lot of
potential here.
This division is pretty stacked.
Yes.
Because and there's the guy Bo Nickel coming right behind. So
it's gonna be good to see if he can develop his stand-up game. He's gonna be a person who's gonna be very, very hard to control. And
Sean Strickland is right now the guy who he becomes the Nate Diaz, the Masvidal, that guy.
That's
who
exactly what I said. But you told me that no, he doesn't become the Nate Diaz.
I didn't think he was, man. Like I said, I didn't believe in the guy. Like, the thing about Nate Diaz and Masvidal is that they proved that they could fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They proved that they could fight. The way they
yeah.
not just that they could fight, because you could tell the way that Dustin Poirier, Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz fight. Justin Gaethje,
yeah,
that's way more effective than the way that Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, that those guys fight. Like, this way is way more effective. So it's like, if you can just show that you can be entertaining and you don't care,
yes,
and you're willing to get in there and really put on a show, and then if the people gravitate to you, that those four guys did. The fans gravitated to them.
Look, and to put some respect on Strickland's name, it's still too early to tell if they're going to be like that. When I think of Nate Diaz, I don't think about the top guy. I think about the guy who's entertaining but is never going to make it there, right? Strickland, one, already has made it there. And two, he went toe-to-toe with Dricus.
I think he beat him.
So I think it's still too early to categorize him with those fighters, but he's definitely on that track as far as stardom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stardom? Yeah. It's crazy. it's that division has a lot of potential. It's the opposite of the females bantamweight division. A lot of potential.
Yep.
But anyways, that was a good one.
Yeah.
A good one.
Professionals,
man. We always here. South Africa, here we come, man.
Let's go.
I'm kind of down.
To go to South Africa?
But like to a resort. You know, it's airport, resort, airport.
Yeah.
Like,
and then from the resort to the stadium and then back.
Like, your girl ever told you I want to go to Jamaica?
No.
My girl did. I'm like, no, you don't. You want to go to a resort in Jamaica. You don't want to go to real
Jamaica. Jamaica's a very dangerous place.
Exactly. You don't want to go to real Jamaica. But I don't know, man. Let's see if the South Africans come back. They were all Du Plessis. You think they'll be honest and say, yo, he got beat up?
No, of course not.
All right.
Well, he obviously got beat up, but they're not going to be like, no, okay, he lost.
I'm not going to lie. Those two dudes had fine-ass girlfriends. Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Both of them.
All right. See you guys next time. Peace.